All right. This is another episode of I Am Omo J. Um, I am Awoiguni Edwards. And last episode, we read through Leviticus. We opened Leviticus. We're continuing our. This is another episode of. Sorry. Yeah, we opened up Leviticus in our last episode and read from chapter 1 to 12. This is the book that's written essentially as a law to the Levites, um, or the Levi, the descendants um, of Levi, um, of the tribe of Israel. So this is after Moses came out of the Mount of Sinai the second time, and he's uh, delivering the instructions that were given to him by Jehovah while he was in the mount. And this is explaining what the protocol is for them to follow and what the actual law is for the entirety of the nation. Um, and this is the further explanation, expansion of laws. So last time we left off in chapter 12, and that was purification after childbirth. That was a short chapter. Um, and it identified the difference between the type of birth that it was and the manner in which the purification process would be, and the amount of time that the purification would take for giving birth to a girl versus giving birth to a boy. Um, and now in chapter 13, we transition into the chapter about the laws of leprosy. So yeah, we'll get started. Here we go. All right. And as usual, as a standard, I translate the words that I know um, and pronounce them the way that the built-in dictionary in this app um, says that they should be pronounced, even though this is not a language um, that they spoke at the time of the writing of this. This is not was not a common language that they understood. Um, so they translated the best that they could. Um, but ancient or Paleo Hebrew or Aramaic was not a common tongue in the region in which they wrote this in terms of King James, who also claimed to be a descendant of the house of Judah, Yehuda, or Judah. All right. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe and Aharon, saying, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh rising, the scab or bright spot, and it be in the skin of his flesh, like the plague of leprosy. So we're going to look here to see what this original word actually is. Sarahat. Um, so there's an assumption being made here that, because I've seen this word before relative to disease. So they're assuming that this word is leprosy because it's a skin condition. Um, but the word itself is not leprosy. It's saw uh, saw. Then he shall be brought unto Aharone the priest, or unto one of his sons, the priests, and the priest, or the Aharone, is that Aharone? I believe Aharone, the word for priest. Kohane, ko, kohane. I was going to say kohane, kohane. Um, or unto one of his sons, uh, the kohane, kohane. And the Kohane shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of his flesh, it is a plague of leprosy or sara'at. And the Kohane shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. If the bright spot be white in the skin of his flesh, and in sight be not deeper than the skin, and the hair thereof be not turned white, then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague 7 days. And the priest shall look upon him the seventh day, and behold, if the plague in his sight be at a stay, and the plague spread not in the skin, then the Kohane shall shut him up 7 days more. And the priest shall look on him again the seventh day. And behold, if the plague be somewhat dark, and the plague spread not in the skin, the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is but a scab, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the scab spread much abroad in the skin, after that he hath been seen of the Kohane for his cleansing, he shall be seen of the priest again. And if the priest see that, behold, the scab spreadeth in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprosy. When the plague of leprosy is in a man, then he shall be brought unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that hath the plague from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh, then the Kohanim shall consider and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, he shall pronounce him clean that hath the plague. It is all turned white. He is clean. But when raw flesh appeareth in him, he shall be unclean. And the priest shall see the raw flesh and pronounce him to be unclean, for the raw flesh is unclean, it is a leprosy. Or if the raw flesh turn again and be changed into white, he shall come unto the priest. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the plague be turned into white, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. That hath the plague, he is clean. The flesh also, in which even in the skin thereof was a boil, and is healed, and in the place of the boil there be a white rising, or a bright spot, white and somewhat reddish, and it be showed to the priest. And if when the priest seeth it, behold, it be in sight lower than the skin, and the hair thereof be turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a plague of leprosy broken out of the boil. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hairs therein, and if it be not lower than the skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if it spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. it is a plague. But if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not, it is a burning boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or if there be any flesh in the skin whereof there is a hot burning, and the quick flesh that burneth have a white bright spot, somewhat reddish or white, then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair and the bright spot be turned white, and it be in sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning. Wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy. But if the priest look on it, and behold, there be no white hair in the bright spot, and it be no lower than the other skin, but be somewhat dark, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And the priest shall look upon him in the seventh day. And if it be spread much abroad in the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy. And if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not in the skin, but it be somewhat dark, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scald, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. And now we're beginning to see that leprosy is a generic term for skin conditions that they're calling plague, is plague word, actual word that they're using for plague. Nega. Nega. Surprise, surprise. Nega. And if the Kohane look on the plague of the skull, and behold, it be not in sight deeper than the skin, and that there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut up him that hath the plague of the skull 7 days. And in the seventh day the priest shall look on the plague, and behold, if the skull spread not, and there be in it no yellow hair, and the skull be not in sight deeper than the skin, he shall be shaven, but the skull shall be not shaved. What is skull? Netek, skirt, dry. So it's like um, a dry patch of uh, skin. Shall be shaven, but the skull shall not shave. And the priest shall shut up him that hath the skull 7 days more. This might be like random that they're talking about here. And in the seventh day, the priest shall look on the skull, and behold, if the skull be not spread in the skin, nor be in sight deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean, and he shall wash his clothes and be clean. But if the skull spread much in the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look on him, and behold, if the skull be spread in the skin, the priest shall not seek for yellow hair, he is unclean. But if the skull be in his sight as a stay, and that there is black hair grown up therein, the skull is healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. If a man also have in the skin of their flesh bright spots, even white bright spots, then the priest shall look and behold, if the bright spots in the skin of their flesh be darkish white, it is a freckled spot that groweth in the skin, he is clean. So, what word did they use here for freckled? Um, from an unused root meaning to pale, bohak. Bohak. Where that comes from. Bohak. That means to pale. So these are white freckles. Another indication of the skin tone and the complexion of the people they're discussing. In the man whose hair is fallen off his head, he is bald, yet is he clean. And he that hath his hair fallen off from the part of his head toward his face, he is forehead bald, yet is he clean. And if there be in the bald head or bald forehead a white reddish sore, it is a leprosy sprung up in his bald head or his bald forehead. A leprosy is just a generic skin condition that they're just assigning leprosy to. Then the priest or the Kohane shall look upon it, and behold, the rising of the sore be white reddish in his bald head, or in his bald forehead, as the leprosy appeareth in the skin of the flesh. He is a leprous man, he is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him utterly unclean, his plague is in his head. And the leper, in whom, let's see what word they use for leper, Sarah, Sarah. So Sara'at is leprosy, and Sarah is leper, the leper. And the leper is whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare, and he shall put a covering upon his upper lip, and shall cry, Unclean, unclean. All the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean, he shall dwell alone without the camp. Shall his habitation be? That means outside camp. The garment also that the plague of leprosy is in, whether it be a woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be in the warp or woof of linen or of woolen, whether in a skin or in anything made of skin, and if the plague be greenish or reddish in the garment, or in the skin, either in the warp or in the woof, or in anything of skin, it is a plague of leprosy, and shall be showed unto the priest. And the priest shall look upon the plague and shut up it that had the plague 7 days. And he shall look on the plague on the seventh day. If the plague be spread in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, or in a skin, or in any work that is made of skin, the plague is a fretting leprosy. It is unclean. Let's see what they mean by fretting. Malra, to be bitter, bitter, or painful, fretting, or picking. Okay, so that would be a plague that they would pick at. He shall therefore burn that garment, whether warp or woof, and woolen or linen, or anything of skin wherein the plague is, for it is a fretting leprosy, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if the priest shall look, and behold, the plague be not spread in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, or in anything of skin, then the priest shall command that they wash the thing wherein the plague is, and he shall shut it up 7 days more. And if the priest shall look on the plague after that it is washed, and behold, if the plague have not changed his color, and the plague be not spread, it is unclean. Thou shalt burn it in the fire. It is fret inward, whether it be bare within or without. And if the priest look, and behold, the plague be somewhat dark after the washing of it, then he shall rend it out of the garment, or out of the skin, or out of the warp, or out of the woof. And if it appear still in the garment, either in the warp or in the woof, or in anything of skin, it is spreading a plague. Thou shalt burn that wherein the plague is with fire. And the garment, either warp or woof, or whatsoever thing of skin it be, which thou shalt wash. If the plague be departed from them, then it shall be washed the second time and shall be clean. This is the law of the plague of leprosy in a garment of woolen or linen, either in the warp or woof, or anything of skins, to pronounce it clean, or to pronounce it unclean. All right. So that's chapter 13, where they introduce leprosy. Of course, because it is the 13th chapter, it's a powerful chapter, uh, numerologically speaking. So it's written like a poem where it keeps restating what was previously stated, but it's written like a poem. Um, the way that the spell will be written during this time period, um, this is the way it would be written. So it's similar, it reads kind of similar to something like Shakespeare, um, which some of them say helped transcribe um, this version of the Bible. All right. Mhm. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, this shall be the law of the leper or the nega in the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought unto the priest, the Kohane, and the Kohane shall go forth out of the camp, and the priest shall look and behold if the plague of leprosy be healed in the leper. Then shall the priest command to take for him, that is to be cleansed, two birds alive and clean, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. Now, let's see if they actually use these things or they're assuming. We already looked up before what scarlet was. Um, azobe, azobe. So this is not even a Hebrew word that they have in here. Um, hyssop, azobe. Okay. Scarlet, we already know. Is a shittim wood? What kind of wood is this? It says atez, the tree. Okay. Erez, Erez. Erez atez. Cedar wood. Clean. Tahore or tahore is pure. Ka'ahi. Okay. So the last was from the perspective of the person or from the leper, um, them identifying themselves and the protocol for them. Now we're seeing what is done to cleanse the lepers from the priest position and perspective. And the Kohane shall command that one of the birds be killed in an earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, and it, all right, let's say that again. And the Kohane shall command that one of the birds be killed in an earthen vessel over running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it in the cedar wood and the scarlet and the hyssop, and shall dip them and the living bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running water. And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field. And he that is to be clean, oh, so this would make sense why um, they have protocol not to eat the fowl because it is used to clean leprosy. So how would they know whether or not the fowl is used to cleanse a leper? So it would make sense for them not to actually eat fowl. And he that is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes and shave off all his hair and wash himself in water that he may be clean. And after that he shall come into the camp and shall tarry abroad, wait abroad out of his tent 7 days. Into the camp, but not in his tent. But it shall be on the seventh day that he shall shave all his hair off his head, and his beard and his eyebrows, even all his hair he shall shave off, and he shall wash his clothes. Also he shall wash his flesh in water, and he shall be clean. And on the eighth day he shall take 2 he lambs without blemish, and 1 ewe lamb of the first year without blemish, and 3/10 deals of fine flour for a meat offering, mingled with oil, and 1 log of oil. And the Kohane that maketh him clean shall present the man that is to be made clean and those things before Jehovah at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Kohane shall take 1 he lamb and offer him for a trespass offering and the log of oil and wave them for a wave offering before Jehovah. And he shall slay the lamb in the place where he shall the sin offering and the burnt offering in the holy place. And remember what the holy place, name of the holy place that they're translating this from is Kodesh Mokom Mekoma Mokome Mokom Kodesh Mokome. Mm-hmm. In the holy place, for as the sin offering is the priest's, so it's a trespass offering, it is most holy. And he shall slay the lamb in the place where he shall kill the sin offering and the burnt offering in the holy place. For as the sin offering is the priest's, so is the trespass offering. It is most holy. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and the priest shall put it upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. This is similar to the sin offering previously talked about. Um, and sin is trespass or offense. So it relates disease or condition to an offense. So it's not like it comes from nowhere. Okay. Like with the oil, sprinkle the oil with his finger 7 times before Jehovah, and the rest of the oil that is in his hand shall the priest. Okay, I skipped the next. Skip the verse. And his right hand upon the great toe of his right foot, and the priest shall take some of the log of oil and pour it into the palm of his own left hand. And the priest shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in his left hand, and shall sprinkle of the oil with his finger 7 times before Jehovah. And of the rest of the oil that is in his hand shall the priest put upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the blood of the trespass offering. Okay. I was going to put the blood there first from the sacrifice, and then put the oil on top of the blood. And the remnant of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall pour upon the head of him that is to be cleansed. And the Kohane shall make an atonement for him before Jehovah. And the Kohane shall offer the sin offering and make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed for his uncleanness. And afterwards he shall kill the burnt offering. And the Kohane shall offer the burnt offering and the meat offering upon the altar, and the priest shall make an atonement for him, and he shall be clean. And if he be poor and cannot get so much, um, then he shall take one lamb for a trespass offering to be waived, to make an atonement for him, and 1/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil for a meat offering, and a log of oil, and 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to get, and the one shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. And he shall bring them on the 8th day for his cleansing unto the priest, or Kohanim, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before Jehovah. And the priest shall take the lamb, the trespass offering, and the log of oil, and the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Jehovah. And he shall kill the lamb of the trespass offering, and the priest shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering and put it upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the priest shall pour of the oil into the palm of his own left hand. And the priest shall sprinkle with his right finger some of the oil that is in his left hand 7 times before Jehovah. And the priest shall put of the oil that is in his hand upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the place of the blood of the trespass offering. And the rest of the oil that is in the priest's hand he shall put upon the head of him that is to be cleansed, to make an atonement for him before Jehovah. And he shall offer the one of the turtle doves, or of the young pigeons, such as he can get, even such as he is able to get, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, with the meat offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed before Jehovah. This is the law of him in whom is the plague of leprosy, whose hand is not able to get that which pertaineth to his cleansing. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe and unto Aharon, saying, when ye be come into the land of Canaan, Canaan, I believe it's Canaan. Yeah, Canaan. Okay, that's right. Canaan, which I give you for a possession, and I put the plague of leprosy in the house of the land of your possession. And he that owneth the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, it seemeth to me there is as it were a plague in the house. Then the priest shall command that they empty the house before the priest go into it to see the plague, that all that is in the house be not made unclean. And afterward the priest shall go in to see the house. And he shall look on the plague, and behold, if the plague be in the walls of the house, with hollow streaks, greenish or reddish, which in sight are lower than the wall, then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house, and shut up the house 7 days. And the priest shall come again the 7th day, and shall look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the walls of the house, then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which the plague is, and they shall cast them into an unclean place without the city, outside of the city. And he shall cause the house to be scraped within round about, and they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city into an unclean place. But there's a place designated outside of the city and outside of the habitation zone where unclean things are supposed to go. And they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones. And he shall take other mortar and shall plaster the house. And if the plague come back again and break out in the house, after that he hath taken away the stones, and after he hath scraped the house, and after it is plastered. Okay, let's see what this word actually plastered. Tuak, to smear, especially with lime, daub, overlay, plaster, smut. Tuak. Okay. Then the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a fretting leprosy in the house. It is unclean. And he shall break down the house, the stones of it, and the timber thereof, and all the mortar of the house, and he shall carry them forth out of the city into an unclean place. Moreover, he that goeth into the house all the while that it is shut up shall be unclean until the even. And he that lieth in the house shall wash his clothes, and he that eateth in the house shall wash his clothes. And if the priest shall come in and look upon it, and behold, the plague hath not spread in the house, after the house was plastered, then the priest shall pronounce the house clean, because the plague is healed. And he shall take to cleanse the house 2 birds, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. And he shall kill the one bird in an earthen vessel over water, and basically over the river. So this is the way that they're being instructed to interact with nature around them. Um, they didn't say anything about the water spirit, it just said over running water. Um, and he shall kill the one bird, the one of the birds, in an earthen vessel over running water. And he shall take the cedar wood, and the hyssop, and the scarlet, and the living bird, and dip them in the blood of the slain bird, and in the running water, and sprinkle the house 7 times. And he shall cleanse the house with the blood of the bird, and with the running water, and with the living bird, and with the cedar wood, and with the hyssop, and with the scarlet. But he shall let go the living bird out of the city into the open fields, and make an atonement for the house, and it shall be clean. This is the law for all manner of plague, leprosy, and scall, and for the leprosy of a garment and of a house, and for rising, and for a scab, and for a bright spot, to teach when it is unclean, and when it is clean. This is the law of leprosy, or Torah, sorrow. Okay. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe and to Aaron, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When any man hath a running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue he is unclean. And this shall be his uncleanness in his issue, whether his flesh run with his issue, or his flesh be stopped from his issue, it is his uncleanness. Every bed whereon he lieth that hath the issue is unclean, and everything whereon he sitteth shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth his bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even or evening. Um, he that sitteth on anything whereon he sat that hath the issue shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And he that toucheth the flesh of him that hath the issue shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. And if he that hath the issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And what saddle soever he rideth upon that hath the issue shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth anything, what word is there for saddle? Cole, pole, macabre, his chariot verse. Not sure. Hmm. That's just basically saying somebody that's in a chariot. So saddle has doesn't really fit there. But and what saddle soever he rideth upon. that hath the issue shall be unclean. What did it call an issue though? Zub. Okay, to have a sexual flux, a running issue. Okay, so that's what that means, to have a sexual flux. So basically, trip. Okay. And whatsoever he writeth upon that hath the issue shall be unclean, and whosoever toucheth anything that was under him shall be unclean until the even. And he that beareth any of those things shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, be unclean until the even. And whomsoever he toucheth that hath the issue, and hath not rinsed his hands in water, he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even. And the vessel of earth that he toucheth, which hath the issue, shall be broken, and every vessel of wood shall be rinsed in water. And when he that hath an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number to himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take to him 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, and come before Jehovah unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, give them unto the Kohane. And the Kohane shall offer them, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him before Jehovah for his issue. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all, basically becomes impotent. Then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening. And every, oh no, it's saying, oh, okay. So if he has a flowing issue, um, and then his seed goes get somewhere, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the evening, and every garment and every skin whereon is the seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the evening. The woman also with whom man shall lie with seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until the even. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue is her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening. And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. And whosoever touches anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. And if it be on her bed, or on anything whereon she sitteth, where he toucheth it, he shall be unclean until the evening. And if any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and all the bed whereon he lieth shall be unclean. Her flowers, her flowers, her flowers. Nidal. Flowers, menstrual cycle. That's what that means. And if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, or if it run beyond the time of her separation, all the days of the issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation. She shall be unclean. Every bed whereon she lieth, all the days of her separation, all the days of her issue, shall be unto her as the bed of her separation. And whatsoever she sitteth upon shall be unclean as the uncleanness of her separation. And whosoever toucheth those things shall be unclean, and shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be clean until the evening. But if she be cleansed of her issue. Then she shall number to herself 7 days, and after that she shall be clean. And on the 8th day she shall take unto her 2 turtles or 2 pigeons, and bring them unto the Kohane to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Kohane shall offer the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for her before Jehovah for the issue of her uncleanness. Thus shall she thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanness when they defile my tabernacle that is among them. So them being unclean in close proximity to the tabernacle is to defile the tabernacle by their presence in the community. I was going to say village, but within the community. Um, this is the law of him that hath an issue, and of him whose seed goeth from him, and is defiled therewith, and of her that is sick of her flowers, which is menstruation, and of him that hath an issue, and of the man, and of the woman, and of him that lieth with her that is unclean. So, so this is talking about her menstrual cycle, and this is talking about for him, uh, basically like a disease of the reproductive organs of his seed, because due to the disease, um, basically makes his seed also contaminated and unclean. So this is that. This is that. Um, this is the law of that and how to deal with it and clean. And remember that word sin is not actually the modern thing that we're calling sin. It just means an offense. Um, just means an offense. Um, and the word issue is not really a good word. The word is saying issue, but it really means flow. The original word really means flow, and it really means something that's coming out, or like flux, essentially like a flux, like people that get dysentery. They used to call it a bloody flux. So they would just keep having to defecate until they would begin to defecate their internal organs in their intestines and things of that nature. So those are serious things, especially in times where um, you may be away from stable vegetation, stable streams of water, clean water. Um, all of those things matter. And when they're going through the wilderness, um, they may be a distance away from running water, um, which is critical because running water is clean water because the process of the water running over um, the rocks in a brook and the silt and the gravel or the pebbles in the river is part of the process to alkal- alkalinize it to make it more alkaline. That's cleaning it. All right, the Day of Atonement. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe after the death of the 2 sons of Aharon, when they offered before Jehovah and died. And Jehovah said unto Moshe, Speak unto Aharon thy brother, that he come not at all times into the holy place within the veil before the mercy seat, which is upon the ark, that he die not. For I will appear in the cloud upon the mercy seat. Thus shall Aharon come into the holy place with a young bullock for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. See, it's saying sin offering, but it is a type of offering. and the burnt offering is a type of offering. Like so now in this translation it's saying sin offering, but the we already went through the name of it as we've taught. Yeah, kata'a. So, and the burnt offering is ola, ola. So kata'a and ola that we went over before, previously in Exodus, I believe. We went over the definite. We also went over in Genesis with Abraham or Ibrahim with the type of offerings that these are. It's a type. It's not sin. That word is not. That's something that's modern. That's a modern interpretation. But in the ancient or the Paleo Hebrew, it's kata'ah in Ola. So it's a different type of offering. So the word is kata'ah, but offense is kata, I believe. So um, kata'ah is basically what they're saying. So it's saying an offense offering. It's not saying sin because in the New Testament, the word sin is different because it's coming from Greek. So it's not talking about our modern understanding of what sin is. It's designating a type of offering, and that's the kata'ah, an offense offering, and then the burnt offering, the ula, is a different type of offering, and it also has the wave offering. You know, so and Aharoni shall offer his bullock of the kata'ah, which is for himself, and make an atonement for himself and for his house. And he shall take the two goats and present them before Jehovah at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aharone shall cast lots upon the two goats. This is divination. One lot for the Lord or for Jehovah, another lot for the scapegoat. Make sure I'm saying all right. Might be translated differently. Overall, a portion or destiny determined by lot. Cast, you know what that means. To toss. So lots. So it's saying pebbles, but they have the uh phenomenon the yeah, thumen and the thumen and the umen as divination tools. So it's saying here, Aharone has to cast lots for the two goats. One is for Jehovah, and the other is for the scapegoat. So Jehovah is one of the goats is being offered to Jehovah, and then the scapegoat is being offered on behalf of Aharoni and his sins. Remember, because one is a sin offering and one is a burnt offering, and the burnt offering is the one that goes to Jehovah. The sin offering is the one that goes on behalf of the person to carry their sins and transfer their sins. That's why they have Aharoni put his hand on the ram, and his sons you know put their hands on the ram, or the LEV or the Levites, as we would say now. But back then, um, in Paleo Hebrew and Aramaic, it was Levi. And Aharoni shall bring the goat upon which Jehovah's lot fell and offer him for a sin offering. But the goat on which the lot fell for the scapegoat shall be presented alive before Jehovah to make an atonement with him and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness. Okay, so that is the one for, so I had it backwards. So the one for Jehovah's lot fell, is the one that's offered for a sin offering on behalf of Aharoni. And that's the one that's being slaughtered and the blood is going to be spread and everything. But the one um, is going to be a scapegoat. So it's literally going to be a scapegoat to carry the sin of Aharoni, or the offense of Aharoni, the transgression of Aharoni and his sons in his house, um, by the way that they offended previously that caused them to die. Um, this is going to carry that away. So he's releasing that into the wilderness. And the wilderness is outside of the camp. And Aharoni shall bring the bullock, the sin offering, which is for himself, and shall make an atonement for himself, for his house, and shall kill the bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself. So he said, oh, okay. So it said 2 kids of the goats for a sin offering, and then 1 ram for the burnt offering. So that's what he was saying. So that's what I was, that's what I mixed up, was the 2 goats for the sin offering. So one of the sin offering is going to be slain, and then the other is going to be released as a scapegoat to carry the energy outside of the tabernacle and outside of the community. Um, and Aharone shall bring the bullock to the sin offering, which is for himself, and shall make an atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bullock, the sin offering, which is for himself. And he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire, um, from off the altar before Jehovah, and his hands full of sweet incense, beaten small, and bring it within the veil. And he shall put the incense upon the fire before Jehovah, that the cloud of the incense may cover the mercy seat that is upon the testimony, that he done not. And he shall take of the blood of the bullock and sprinkle it with his finger upon the mercy seat eastward, and before the mercy seat shall he sprinkle of the blood with his finger 7 times. Then shall he kill the goat of the sin offering that is for the people, and bring his blood within the veil, and do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bullock, and sprinkle it upon the mercy seat before the mercy seat. And he shall make an atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanness of the children of Israel, and because of their transgressions and all their sins. And so shall he do for the tabernacle of the congregation that remaineth among them in the midst of their uncleanness. And there shall be no man in the tabernacle of the congregation when he goeth in to make an atonement in the holy place until he come out, and have made an atonement for himself, for his household, and for all the congregation of Israel. And he shall go out unto the altar that is before Jehovah, and make an atonement for it, and shall take of the blood of the bullock and of the blood of the goat, and put it upon the horns of the altar round about. And he shall sprinkle of the blood upon it with his finger 7 times, and cleanse it, and hallow it from the uncleanness of the children of Israel. And when he hath made an end of reconciling the holy place, and the tabernacle of the congregation, in the altar, he shall bring the live goat, and Aharon shall lay both his hands upon the head. There we go. Now we're getting to, and Aharon shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat, and confess over him all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all the transgressions and all their sins, putting them upon the head of the goat, and shall send him away by the hand of a fit man into the wilderness. And the goat shall bear upon him all their iniquities unto a land not inhabited, and he shall let go the goat in the wilderness. And Aharon shall come into the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall put off the linen garments which he put on when he went into the holy place, and shall leave them there. And he shall wash his flesh with water in the holy place, and put on his garments, and come forth, and offer his burnt offering, and the burnt offering of the people, and make an atonement for himself and for the people. Um, and the fat of the sin offering shall he burn upon the altar. And he that let go the goat for the scapegoat shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward come into the camp. And the bullock for the sin offering, and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make atonement in the holy place, shall one carry forth without the camp, and they shall burn in the fire their skins and their flesh and their dung. And he that burneth them shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp. And this shall be a statute forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, ye shall afflict your souls and do no work at all, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger that sojourneth among you. For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you to cleanse you, that ye may be clean from all your sins before Jehovah. It shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls by a statute forever. And the Kohane, whom he shall anoint, and whom he shall consecrate to minister in the priest's office, as Father said, shall make the atonement, and shall put on the linen clothes, even the holy garments. And he shall make an atonement for the holy sanctuary, and he shall make an atonement for the tabernacle of the congregation, and for the and for the altar, and he shall make an atonement for the priests, and for all the people of the congregation. And this shall be an everlasting statute unto you, to make an atonement for the children of Israel for all their sins once a year. And he did as Jehovah commanded Moshe. Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, This thing which Jehovah hath commanded, saying, What man soever there be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox, or lamb, or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer an offering unto Jehovah before the tabernacle of Jehovah, blood shall be imputed unto that man. He hath shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. To the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto Jehovah, unto the door of the tabernacle of congregation, unto the priests, and offer them for peace offerings unto Jehovah. And the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of Jehovah at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and burn the fat for a sweet savor unto Jehovah. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils. Okay, so we're going to need to see the definition of this word that they're using. Sa'ir, shaggy, as a he goat. Fine. Okay. Satyr, Sa'ir. Okay. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto Sa'ir, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. And thou shalt say unto them, Whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among you, that offereth a burnt offering or sacrifice. So it's interesting that this is Leviticus 17:7, where they say, they shall not offer sacrifices unto Sa'ir or satyrs, um, that they later inserted there, or shaggies, basically talking about something that's half man, half goat, or, you know, strangers who sojourn among you. Yeah. So it's interesting that they have that. Again, numerology is heavily highlighted throughout. You know, the seven, the number seven, is also highlighted throughout, which is a number representing divine feminine. Um, interestingly enough. Okay, and thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among you, that offereth a burnt offering or sacrifice, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer it unto Jehovah, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. Um, okay. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. This is 17:11. Critical passage. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. Leviticus 17:11. That down. Life is in the blood. Um, and this is why they try and weave in the New Testament. This is when they weave into the life is in the Son, because he shed his blood for you and all that. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourn among you eat blood. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof and cover it with dust. For it is the life of all flesh. The blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, ye shall eat the blood of no manner of flesh. For the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whosoever eateth it shall be cut off. And every soul that eateth that which died of itself, or that which was torn with beasts, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. Then shall he be clean. But if he wash him not, nor bathe his flesh, then he shall bear his iniquity. So those who transgress and eating something that they found on the side of the road, or something that was killed by beasts, um, or died of the disease, or died of itself, like old age or whatever, can't eat it. And if he did do it, whether he's in their country or in his own country or the country of a stranger, um, he got to wash his clothes and be unclean until the evening. Um, and bathe himself with water. Okay, so now we're getting into unlawful sexual relations, because this is a whole complete law governing the whole entirety of the people. Um, and Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am Jehovah your Elohim, after the doings of the land of Mitzrayim, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall you walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances to walk therein. I am Jehovah your Elohim, or Jehovah Elohim. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Jehovah. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am Jehovah. The nakedness of thy father, the nakedness of thy mother, shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. By nakedness, we mean erva. Yep, literally nakedness. Nerva. So what it show. Biological sister, stepsister, or biological sister. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. That's what I was saying, stepsister. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister, your auntie. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife, she is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter in law, she is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife, it is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. And much of this is encouraged through pornography. Um, much of this is encouraged in pornography intentionally. And the people that run uh, some of the largest pornography sites are rabbis, quote unquote. And they specialize in this type of material because they, for some reason, have a desire to corrupt others and bring other nations to their knees and weakness and have a curse be visited upon the nations of those people that participate in this type of behavior. Yet they participate in advertising and promoting of this type of behavior, and incentivize this type of behavior because they desire to destroy the other nations that they present this to. These are not allies. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. So this is saying that you should not take a wife to her sister to vex her. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. So if she's unclean, you should not approach her to lay with her or to, you know, uncover her naked, see her naked, or yeah, at the most simple level. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of, um, let's see how they structured this one. Profane the name of Elohim. Okay, gotcha. So they actually used Elohim. They didn't use El, um, or Adonai. Okay, and thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy Elohim. I am Jehovah. So they're telling you, and they're doing this consistently. They're telling you how to interact with Molech, um, what they modernly may call Moloch, but they're telling people how to interact with Moloch, and they're telling people how to interact with Baal, but they're doing it on a backhanded way by saying, "Don't do this," but they're giving you details on rituals to these things. That's why it's not only what they're doing, it's the inverse of that as well that's being presented in terms of how they're writing it. They're presenting it in a manner in which it has detail, but it's also instructing you if you want to do the opposite of right, it's telling you what to do in order to do the opposite of right or the inverse of righteousness, which is wickedness. Um, and yeah, thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. And this word for abomination is, we did this before, looked this up before. Toeba, toeba, something disgusting morally. That is, abhorrence, especially idolatry with idol, abominable, abomination, but is toba, toeba, toeba. And this is a law that they're giving the people so that they may remain clean because they're in close proximity to the tabernacle of Jehovah. So Jehovah demands a certain level of cleanliness or cleanness in terms of activity in a way of life. And this is their way of life that is being described and being transcribed to them um, from Jehovah. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. And what word is this for confusion? Teva, mixture that is unnatural bestiality. Um, Mixture that is unnatural is what they're calling it. Right. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down there too. It is confusion. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. And the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants. Even the land itself is expelling these people for doing these things. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. So it's just talking about the land that they left, which is Mitzrayim or Egypt. Um, and then the land that they're going into, which is Canaan land. Um, so it's saying basically behind you and in front of you, the men of these lands have done these things, so you cannot be fallen into the wickedness that they are doing. All right? And that has defiled the land, and the land itself is crying out to vomit out the people that are on top of it. So the holy people are moving into the land, and they're moving into the land, and the place is being prepared for them because of the wickedness of the people that are there. That is what's being said here. That land, that the land spew not you out also when you defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them, shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am Jehovah your Elohim. Right. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto all the speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, Jehovah your Elohim, am holy. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. Let's see what word they're using for holy. Kadosh. 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 Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, Jehovah your Elohim, am holy. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am Jehovah your Elohim. Turn ye not unto idols. What word are they using for idol? El-il. El-il. Vain, vanity, um, no value, thing of not, nothing, good for nothing. El-il. So turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am Jehovah your Elohim. And if you offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Jehovah, you shall offer it at your own will. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. Therefore, every one that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hallowed thing of Jehovah, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. And remember, this is when they did not have food preservation like we have it today. So the third day would have been when it began to spoil. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of thy field, neither shalt thou gather the gleanings of thy harvest. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and the stranger. I am Jehovah your Elohim. You shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And you shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of Jehovah. Of thy Elohim. I am Jehovah. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. Pay the people. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear Jehovah. Fear Elohim. I am Jehovah. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am Jehovah. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am Jehovah. Shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman, that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death, because she was not free. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto Jehovah, unto the door of the tabernacle of congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. And the Kohanim shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before Jehovah for his sin which he had done, and the sin which he had done shall be forgiven him. And, and when ye shall come into the land and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as an uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. What? Okay. So it's basically saying give the tree, if you plant trees for food as you bring it into the community, give it 3 years before you actually eat of it. Because you're planting seeds from an unknown land and you're trying to make a holy place in a holy land. So planting seeds from an unknown land and not allowing them to actually have the energy from the soil, the nutrients from the soil of the holy land, um, then it's considered uncircumcised, so you can't eat it until the third year of harvest. Well, until the fourth year. So for the first 3 years of harvest, you can't eat of those trees in that grove. But in the fourth year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise Jehovah withal. And in the 5th year shall ye eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am Jehovah your Elohim. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall ye use enchantment nor observe times. Yeah. You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beards. What do you mean by mar? Shall cut to decay, that is, ruin, cast off, corrupt, destroy, lose, mar, perish, spill, spoil, utterly waste. Cast off, or ruin the corners of thy beard. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Jehovah. Do not prostitute thy daughter. So this is talking about making any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor mark any, nor print any marks upon you. Um, and this is why we must seek the Creator for ourselves. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness. You shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am Jehovah. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Jehovah your Elohim. Obi. Okay. It's saying opiate is mumble. That is a water skin. Okay. A necromancer. Ventriloquist as from a jar. Bottle. Familiar spirit. That don't make sense. What does a familiar spirit have to do with a job? Yede Oni. Yede Oni. I don't know if this is Hebrew. Probably a knowing one, especially specifically a conjurer, by implication, a ghost, a conjurer, a wizard. Mhm. Okay. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Jehovah, thy Elohim. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear thy Elohim. I am Jehovah. What is a hoary head? The gray hair? Oh, okay. Hoary hair. That's, hoary means gray. But what is that original word? Seba. Seba, which is basically saying the elder and honor the face of the old man. Let's say saying old man. Zalkane, Seba, and Zalkane, old ancient elder. So it's saying the old woman and the old man. Um, and fear thy Elohim, I am Jehovah. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, you shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye were strangers in the land of Mitzrayim. I am Jehovah, your Elohim. You shall not do unrighteousness in judgment, in metayard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am Jehovah, your Elohim, which brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I am Jehovah. Showing into the punishment. Okay. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, again, thou shalt say to the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. See, this is child sacrifice. And this is why they have these places where they sacrifice children to Molech to bring abomination upon the people. And I will set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Molech, and to defile my sanctuary, and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man, when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. And the soul that turneth after such as have some familiar spirits and after wizards to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. Sanctify yourselves therefore, and be holy, for I am Jehovah your Elohim. And ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am Jehovah, which sanctify you. For everyone that curseth his father or his mother shall be surely put to. He that curseth his father or his mother, his blood shall be upon him. This is literal curse. This is not like uh right, curse it. All along. Bring into contempt, curse, despise, and use. Move, like, yeah. So, yeah. And that man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them, not upon the people. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put. They have brought confusion. Their blood shall be upon them. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to, their blood shall be upon them. And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. And if a man lie with beast, he shall surely be put to, and ye shall slay the beast. And if a woman approach unto any beast, and lie down there too, thou shalt kill that woman and the beast, they shall surely be put. Their blood shall be upon them. Um, and this is the law. Law comes with judgments. And if a woman approach unto any beast, and lie down there too, thou shalt, and the beast. Therefore shalt thou there they shall surely be put to their blood shall be upon them. And if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off from the sight of their people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his iniquity. And if a man shall lie with a woman having her sickness, and shall uncover her nakedness, he hath both discovered her fountain, and she hath uncovered the fountain of her blood, and both them shall be cut off from among the people. Um, yeah, having her sickness, dove, sick menstruation. Okay, yeah, fountain, mocore, the yeah, dome, right? Yeah. But remember previously, um, it basically saying they're cut off and they're unclean until a period of time. So this is saying that this is the judgment of these actions. Um, but it did previously say in the previous chapter about the process for the priests to cleanse these people. Um, and some things are absolute abominations and not recoverable from. Um, and if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he hath uncovered his uncle's nakedness, they shall bear their iniquity of sin. They shall die childless. Mm. And if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He hath uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be. Mhm. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out. Because Canaan land is holy land, and is being prepared for these people to go into it, and they are supposed to be separate and distinct and identifiable, separate of those who are already in the land, because the land itself is in a state where it wants to spew out the people that are up on it. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am Jehovah, your Elohim, which have separated you from other people, which is what I just said. Shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, between unclean fowls and clean, and ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast, or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I am Jehovah, for I, Jehovah, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. And a man also or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put. They shall stone them with their blood. Shall right. So on to the next one. It's important to remember that these have been altered and modified, but this is the time that was an instruction for these people down in this period of time, according to the way it's presented now. And Jehovah said unto Moshe, Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aharon, and say unto them, There shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, for his kin that is near unto him, that is for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister a virgin that is nigh unto him, which hath had no husband, for her may he be defiled. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. They shall be holy unto their Elohim, and not profane the name of their Elohim, for the offerings of Jehovah made by fire, and the bread of their Elohim they do offer, therefore they shall be holy. They shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto his Elohim. And what does put away mean? What word are they translating to say put away? Gorosh. To drive out from a possession, especially to expatriate or divorce. So this is talking about a priest. A priest cannot marry a divorced woman. They shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, divorced from her husband, for he is holy unto his God, unto his Elohim. Thou shalt sanctify him therefore, for he offereth the bread of Elohim. He shall be holy unto thee, for I, Jehovah, which sanctify you, am holy. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father. She shall be burnt with fire. And he that is the high priest among his brethren, let's see what high priest actually is, if it's a different term. Godole, great, Kohane. Okay. Among his brethren, upon whose head the anointing oil was poured, and that is consecrated to put on the garment, shall not uncover his head nor rend his clothes. Don't wear torn clothes and cover your head. Neither shall he go in to any dead body, nor defile himself for his father or for his mother. Neither shall he go out of the sanctuary, nor profane the sanctuary of his Elohim. For the crown of the anointing oil of his Elohim is upon him. I am Jehovah. And he shall take a wife in her virginity. Right. A widow, or a divorced woman, or profane, or an harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Neither shall he profane his seed among his people, for I, Jehovah, do sanctify him. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aharon, saying, Whosoever he be of thy seed and their generations, that hath any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his Elohim. For whatsoever man he be, that hath a blemish he shall not approach, a blind man or lame, or he that hath a flat nose, or anything superfluous, or a man that is broken footed, or broken handed, or crook backed, or dwarf, or that hath a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or hath his stones broken, stones meaning his testicles. No man that hath a blemish of the seed of Aharone the priest shall come nigh to offer the offerings of Jehovah made by fire. He hath a blemish, he shall not come nigh to offer the bread of his Elohim. He shall eat the bread of his Elohim, both of the most holy and of the holy. Only he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he hath a blemish, that he profane not my sanctuaries. For I, Jehovah, do sanctify them. And Moshe told it unto Aaron and to his sons and unto the children of Israel. Okay, last one. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aaron and to his sons that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they profane not my holy name in those things which they hallow unto me. I am Jehovah. Say unto them, Whosoever he be of all your seed among your generations, that goeth unto the holy things which the children of Israel hallow unto Jehovah, having his uncleanness upon him, that soul shall be cut off from my presence. I am Jehovah. What man soever of the seed of Aharoni is a leper, or hath a running issue, he shall not eat of the holy things until he be clean. And whosoever toucheth anything that is unclean by the or a man whose seed goeth from him, or whosoever toucheth, that's someone that's impotent, or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing whereby he may be made unclean. This is talking about lizards and things like that. Um, not of no, lizards carry salmonella. Um, or whosoever toucheth any creeping thing whereby he may be made unclean, or a man of whom he may take uncleanness, whatsoever uncleanness he hath. The soul which hath touched any such shall be unclean until even, and shall not eat of the holy things, unless he wash his flesh with water. And when the sun is down, he shall be clean, and shall afterward eat of the holy things, because it is his food. That which dieth of itself, or is torn with beasts, he shall not eat, to defile himself therewith. I am Jehovah. They shall therefore keep mine ordinance, lest they bear sin for it, and die thereof. If they profane it, I, Jehovah, do sanctify them. There, there shall no stranger eat of the holy thing, a sojourner of the priest, or an hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing. But if the priest buy any soul with his money, he shall eat of it, and he that is born in his house, they shall eat of his meat. If the priest's daughter also be married unto a stranger, she may not eat of an offering of the holy thing. But if the priest's daughter be a widow, or divorced, and have no child, and is returned unto her father's house, as in her youth, she shall eat of her father's meat, but there shall no stranger eat thereof. And if a man eat of the holy thing unwittingly, then he shall put the fifth part thereof unto it, and shall give it unto the priest with the holy thing. And they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they offer unto the Lord, Jehovah, or suffer them to bear the iniquity of trespass when they eat their holy things. For I, Jehovah, do sanctify them. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto Aharon and to his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, Whatsoever he be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers of Israel, that will offer his oblation for all his vows, and for all his free will offerings, which they will offer unto Jehovah for a burnt offering, you shall offer at your own will a male without blemish of the beeves. What is the beeves? Bakar, a beeve, or an animal of the ox kind. would be their gender. Oh, I heard. So of the sheep or of the goats? A bullock, basically a herd of bullock, a herd of bulls. Of the sheep or the goats. But whatsoever hath a blemish, that shall ye not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you. And whosoever offereth the sacrifice of peace offerings unto Jehovah to accomplish his vow, or a freewill offering of beeves or sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted. There shall be no blemish therein, blind or broken or maimed or having a wind. What is it? Yabale, running sores. That's a hussy sore. Blind or broken or maimed, or having a wind, or scurvy or scab, you shall not offer these unto Jehovah, nor make an offering by fire of them up on the altar unto Jehovah, either a bullock or a lamb that hath anything superfluous or lacking in its parts, that mayest thou offer for a freewill offering, but for a vow it shall not be accepted. You shall not offer unto Jehovah that which is bruised or crushed or broken or cut, neither shall ye make any offering thereof in your land. Neither from a stranger's hand shall ye offer the bread of your Elohim of any of these, because their corruption is in them, and blemishes be in them. They shall not be accepted for you. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, when a bullock or a sheep or a goat is brought forth, then it shall be 7 days under the dam. And from the 8th day and thenceforth it shall be accepted for an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. And whether it be cow or ewe, ye shall not kill it and her young both in one day. And when ye will offer a sacrifice unto thanksgiving unto Jehovah, offer it at your own will. On the same day it shall be eaten up. You shall leave none of it until the morrow. I am Jehovah. Therefore shall you keep my commandments and do them. I am Jehovah. Neither shall you profane my holy name, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am Jehovah, which hallow you or make you holy. That brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim to be your Elohim. I am Jehovah. And this is because these are the descendants of their fathers. Their fathers, in order to save their own lives, um, propitiated themselves to this deity we know as Jehovah. And it's saying because of the promise that was made to their forefathers that they have to abide by these laws. And they had already transgressed these laws already. Being in the land of Mitzrayim, and also when they came out of the land of Mitzrayim, when they made the golden calf. So these are stiff-necked people and a disobedient people, or what we would call a hard-headed group of people. So the law that was delivered to them, um, in order for them to be the people of Jehovah, is a lot more rigid now because of previous transgressions. So instead of destroying these people like he wanted to do, and like Moses also instructed them to do when they killed the 3,000 people, um, this is the law that results from Moshe begging um, Jehovah not to destroy the people that are called the children of Israel, or the children of Israel, as we modernly may pronounce it. So this is the result of that. This law is a result of that. In order for them to be holy and not be uh, given over into their um, disobedient nature, this is the law that's being given to them. And it is very rigid because they have previously shown that they act like they don't know no better, even though they know better. Um, and this is the last one. We're going to end on chapter 23. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feasts of Jehovah, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of Jehovah in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of Jehovah, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. And the 14th day of the first month at even is the Jehovah's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Jehovah. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. And the first day you shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah 7 days. And the seventh day is a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. So this is going over similar to how the Book of Jubilees does, where it goes over all of the feasts and festivals and all the things that they need to observe. And Jehovah spake to Moshe, so this is a very critical chapter 23. And Jehovah spake to Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When you become into the land which I give unto you, which is Canaan land, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then you shall bring a sheaf of first fruits of your harvest unto the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before Jehovah to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it, and ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheaf a he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto Jehovah, and the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto Jehovah for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the fourth part of a hin. Let's see what that actually means. Hin. 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 It's an Egyptian measure of liquid. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your God, your Elohim. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the seventh Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto Jehovah. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto Jehovah. And ye shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock, and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering unto Jehovah, with their meat offering and their drink offerings, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto Jehovah. Then ye shall sacrifice 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offering. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before Jehovah. With the 2 lambs, they shall be holy to Jehovah for the priest. And ye shall proclaim on the selfsame day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. You shall do no servile work therein. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. And when you reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not make clean riddance of the corners of thy field when thou reapest, neither shalt thou gather any gleanings of thy harvest. Thou shalt leave them unto the poor and to the stranger, for I am Jehovah your Elohim. And so that makes sense why Jehoiakim says in the New Testament that the disciples should clean the fields because the fields were set up so that the outside perimeter would not be harvested and that the full field would not be harvested in order to leave some for the poor. Mhm. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, saying, in the 7th month, in the first day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation. Shall do no servile work. And what word are they using for month? Because Kodesh, the new moon. So this is letting them know that they're following the moon calendar. So it's 28 days. So this is a 28-day calendar. Somebody said the first day of the month is the new moon, indicating a new month. Um, and the first day of the month shall you have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets and holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein, but you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. And you shall afflict your and offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. And you shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Jehovah your Elohim. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, and you shall afflict. In the 9th day of the month at even, from even unto even shall you celebrate your Sabbath. And Jehovah spake unto Moshe, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of the 7th month shall be the feast of tabernacles for 7 days unto Jehovah. On the first day shall be in holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you, and you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no servile work therein. These are the feasts of Jehovah, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah, a burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day, beside the Sabbaths of Jehovah, and besides your gifts, and beside all your vows, and beside all your freewill offerings, which ye give unto Jehovah. Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto Jehovah 7 days. The first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and the boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before Jehovah your Elohim 7 days. And ye shall keep it a feast unto Jehovah 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell, ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israeli, Israeli, I believe, is how it's going to be pronounced. Israeli. Yep, Israeli. Israeli. Born. All that are Israeli born shall dwell in booths. What do you mean by booths? Sukkah, a hut or lair, cottage, covert, pavilion, tabernacle, tent. So they don't know. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim. Booths are tents. I am Jehovah, your Elohim. And Moshe declared unto the children of Israel the feasts of Jehovah. So these are all the feasts in chapter 23. Um, so that's chapter 23. Um, mm, More laws. Leviticus is filled with laws. So it would be that way for. Yeah, then we get to chapter 25 when it talks about the year of Jubilee. So it's fantastic. Um, the way that this is lining up. And this we're on chapter 23 and it goes to chapter 27. And then we get into Numbers, and Numbers has 36 chapters. And then Deuteronomy has 34 chapters. So we're making our way, and then we'll get into the prophets, um, get into Joshua, Judges, Ruth, um, First Samuel, Second Samuel, Kings, Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, um, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Becca, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, and then we get into the New Testament after that. We have a long way to go to get there, but okay. So yeah, so that's where we are. We've made it through uh Genesis, Exodus, and now we're coming up to the end of Leviticus. Uh, we got through to the 23rd chapter. The 23rd chapter is very, very good. This is like a recap of all of the feasts that were previously mentioned um, in terms of instructions to Moshe. But this is a rundown again of him delivering the law to the priests as well as the elders, as well as the children of Israel or Israel. Um, so these people, um, he was told to assign elders um, to a certain number of people, basically create a hierarchy so that he could communicate the messages instead of sitting as Aaron instructed him from watching him sit. It wasn't Aaron, it was his, was it Neymar, I believe? Neymar or Laban? Hmm, I think it was Neymar. Came and sat with him and saw Moshe sitting and basically divining for each one and instructing each one what they needed to do for each offering. So he came to him and he told him, it's like, no, you need to delegate essentially and have Aaron and the priests be active and assign elders to dole out these different communications. So he's not sitting there as a multitude approaches him um, for all these things. And I think it's 600,000 men that left out of Mitzrayim, and 3,000 were slaughtered after he came out of the mount the first time. So um, this is the second time, and he's delivering the message. But it's good to see, like I said, how they instruct the people. They have a clear, distinct way of life that they're living. They're not guessing. They're not trying to figure things out. And it's already difficult enough to live amongst other groups of people. But their way of life is so drastically different than those other groups of people. So all of these things that are named in there, do nots, don't do this, don't do that. Um, all of these things that are named are what keeps the people in balance. So we in the modern world, um, or in the days that we are in now, whether this is behind us, whether this is in front of us, um, at this point, I'm not revealing it, and I'm assuming I'm presenting as if I don't know, as if this is the past, the present, or the future. But um, this is basically giving us an outline for the way that we need to seek the Most High or the Creator in the modern times, because the way of our enemies and the way of the people around us and these different people from around the world and all these different colonial structures that are in place, that is not our way. It was not our way of life before they got here. It was not our way of life when they arrived, and it will not be our way of life in the future. So now we're at the point where we need to seek the face of the Creator to find our own law, our own way of life, because these words have been modified and altered. There have been things injected here um, that are not a law for our people, and we have to start from our home. We have to start from within our homes and work our way outward, because what does it matter if the whole world outside is being saved, quote unquote, while our homes are being destroyed and made food for our enemies? So these are the things we have to work together. It's not easy necessarily, um, but it's what must be done. So give thanks for another day. We give thanks for another opportunity. We're going to close in prayer now. This has been another episode of I Am Omar J. Um, we come before the Creator today. We ask for clarity, continued understanding. We ask for wisdom, the ability to know, the ability to do, the ability to be, the ability to ascend, rise to a higher plane, to a higher level, to know deeper depths, and to work diligently within our lives, to work diligently um, as we develop, as we seek the face of the Creator. We want to find our way closer to the truth each day. We want to emerge as leaders, emerge as um, movers and shakers, and shake things up. Um, Not for the purpose of disruption and being destructive, but for the purpose of evaluating what is true and separating the wheat from the chaff. Um, Let us be a holy people. Let us be a upright people. Let us be that solution to the problems that we have and that we need. Um, Let us be the solution. Um, Let us raise our children right. Let us raise um, our communities right. Let us uplift one another. Let us work together with a spirit of unity and a spirit of togetherness. Let us clean up our own house, sweep up our own houses and our own porch first, and not sit in the seat of judgment of others. Let us work diligently to create and develop and manifest um, heaven on earth as we live, breathe, and exist in the land of milk and honey. Let us have the abundance that is indicative of being a holy people that is set aside and set apart to be called by your name and to be called um, holy. Let our day be well, let our journey be safe, let our travel be protected, let there be abundance upon us all. These things we say. Amen. Ashe. All right, so again, this is another episode of I Am Omar J. We've finished up Leviticus 23, and next we'll close out the chapter, going from chapter 24 to 27, closing out the chapter, and open up the new chapter of Numbers, um, which is heavily numerology. Um, so we'll move forward in that manner. Um, check us out next time. All right, be the light.